Okay, so today's lesson, we are going to start with a review of what we did last week because it's coming back combined with some of the skills that we've done for this week. So this says that we're going to review the distributive property and combining like terms. So I can see here that I have negative 5x minus a 3x plus 5 plus 10 plus 2x. So I'm looking at my parentheses and I see that I have a negative sign in front of it. So I know that means I have to distribute my negative. So I'm going to rewrite my entire equation. Negative 5x minus 3x minus 5. Remember, that's because I'm distributing this negative across those two numbers. Plus 10 plus 2x. So the next thing I need to do is I need to combine my like terms. So I can see that I have x's and I have numbers. So my x's are negative 5x. I'm keeping track of my signs, negative 3x and positive 2x. On this side, I have a negative 5 and a positive 10. When I add all of those together, what I end up with is a negative 6x plus 5. So from all of this here, once I distributed the negative, I was able to combine my like terms and I ended up with this much simpler expression. Okay, so what I have to do now is I have to be able to combine my like terms. So here I have my distributive property, I have like terms, but notice that I have an equal sign, okay? So what I have to do is solve for x. So now I have to combine all of the skills that I have. I have to know how to distribute, I have to combine like terms, and I have to be able to solve multi-step equations. So the first thing I'm going to do is distribute. I'm going to simplify what I have. So again, I can see this is actually the same exact part of the expression that I had on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute this negative. So I have negative 5x minus 3x minus 5 equals 25 plus 2x. Okay, it's in its simplest form here. I don't need to distribute anything else. Now I can see how much of each kind of term I have. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine on each side. It's going to be pretty easy to do because I only need to do it on this side here. So negative 5x minus 3x is negative 8x minus 5 equals 25 plus 2x. Okay, so just like when I was doing problems before, I have to get all of my x's on one side and all of my numbers on one side. Okay, before I already had my x's on one side, now all I was doing was moving my numbers to one side. So what I need to do is I just need to decide like which side is my x side and which side is my number side. So we can go ahead and do our table kind of like we did before. So I'm only going to work with one step at a time, but I know that in the end, all my x's need to be over here and all my numbers need to be over here. So in order to do that, I'm going to move this x term over here. So this will cancel. So now what I have is negative 10x minus 5 equals 25. And remember I said I wanted to move all of my number terms over here. I'm not going to do anything with my x term. My x term is over here because I want to know what x is equal to. So now I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And now what I have is negative 10x equals 30. So now this is just a one-step equation, and this is a multiplication problem. So all I need to do is divide both sides by negative 10. This will cancel. X equals negative 3. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the self-check just so you guys have another example. So you can see here, the first thing I'm going to do is always distribute. I'm going to simplify my expression. Actually, this is an equation. Solve for x. So I'm going to simplify my equation so that I know how much of each term I have. So first thing I'm going to do is distribute 4 times a negative 2x plus 4 times 12 minus 8 equals 3x plus 7. Okay, and all I'm doing there is I'm just distributing. I'm just expanding the distributive property. Everything else is the same. Okay, so now what I have is negative 8x plus 48 minus 8 equals 3x plus 7. So in this case, what I'm going to do to simplify it before I actually start to solve is actually combine my numbers. I'm going to do 48 minus 8. So now what I'm going to have is negative 8x plus 40 equals 3x plus 7. Okay, so again, what I need to do is I need to decide which side is my x side and which side is my number side. All right, I like to add my x's, so I'm actually going to put my x's over here, and I'm going to put my numbers over here. All right, so that means I'm going to add 8x to both sides. So what I'm left with is 40 is equal to 11x plus 7 because I added that 3 and that 8x. Now I'm going to take away 7 from both sides. And what I'm left with is 33 equals 11x. And I can turn that around the other way if that's making you feel really uncomfortable. This is the same thing as this. And I can divide both sides by 11. And what I end up with is x equals 3.